Hi friends, I'm Tina Weller, the Serene Stamper, and welcome to my stamping studio. I have a fun project for you today, and it's one that I recently featured on my friend Frenchie's blog. You can find the link to her blog down below. This project was part of our Passport Pal service, which you can also read all about on our blogs. And what I had created was this fun charger plate. And granted, the chalkboard art features a Christmas theme, but today I'm going to show you how to do one just in time for New Year's. So let's get started. So this is a charger plate which I purchased from a local craft store. Now this chalkboard bit was not part of the plate. The plate was already with the antique look, and you can get these in different colors. You can get them in blue and red and green, all different colors. But this is the antique look. And what I did is I traced the size that I needed for the center onto a piece of newspaper, and then I cut out that circle and I put the newspaper onto my charger plate. So basically I made a mask around the edges, and then I sprayed on my chalkboard paint. Now you're going to need about at least 3 coats of your paint, and you need to let it dry at least overnight. So once you have that, you're ready to start putting your design onto your plate. Now one thing I realized after the fact when I made my first one is it really makes a difference what kind of chalk you use. So make sure to read the directions on the back of your paint, whether it's your brush on paint or your spray paint, to find out what kind of chalk works best for that paint. Today's project I'm actually going to be using the Stampin' Up! Chalk pen just so that it's permanent. So what I've done is I have gone into my digital studio, Stampin' Up! Software, and I have downloaded this particular image from one of our downloads, and the link for this is on my blog. And I just worked it inside a punch that I also measured the shape of my plate. So once you've printed that out, cut it out, flip it over, and then just rub chalk on. So once you've covered the back of your image with chalk, you're ready to transfer that onto your plate. So this is just regular chalk. Blow off the extra. Position it onto your plate. Now the other thing I found out the first time I did this is if you put tape down to hold it, it will take off the paint. So I'm going to try it without the tape today. So then I just take a regular pen and I'm just going to begin to trace the design. So I'm pushing firmly but not too terribly hard. The other thing that's great about using the Stampin' Up! Chalk pen is I can do the finer lines that I think would be a little more difficult with a piece of chalk. I know you can get sharpeners for the chalk, but I haven't got one, so I'm just going to use the chalk pen. So I'm going to lift that up, and you can see that it's starting to transfer. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for the rest of the design. Alright, so this is pretty much all done. So I'm just going to lift it up carefully. And if you can see, the image is transferred. And I'm not going to worry about any of that extra chalk because that's going to wipe off when I'm done. Next, I'm taking the Stampin' Up! Chalk marker and I'll actually just start down here and work my way up so I'm not erasing anything. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to start drawing over top my chalk marks. And then start filling it in however you want. So I'm going to continue filling everything in, and then I will show you the completed plate when I'm all done. So I'm almost finished my plate, and I'm just sort of adding different designs inside the letters. Now, the trick to enjoying your final artwork is not expecting perfection, because it's not going to be perfect. But no one is going to go up super close to see every little piece of your artwork if you're missing something or not. So I'm just using my chalk pen and I'm coloring in. I did some solid, I did some stripes. These I did little circles. this was little dots. Now this was tricky because there were tiny little letters in here. So what I did is I just grabbed the Stampin' Up! Basic Black and I just touched it in. That was a tip from the hubby, which actually worked. And you would just need that marker to dry. And then the last bit I did is I just went around the edge. So that's pretty much my plate finished. And if you wanted to get a bit of the chalk look, you could just scribble a little bit on and then just rub it lightly with your hand, just so you get that little bit of chalk shading on there. Now if you wanted to, you can add a light coat of hairspray to seal this. I haven't done that myself, that's just something that I've read. And if you get any chalk paint around the edge when you're prepping the plate, just use a little bit of brake cleaner if you happen to have any, and some paper towel. And if you don't happen to have any brake cleaner handy, then you can just use a little bit of nail polish remover just to scrub off that little extra paint. So there you go, my friends. I hope you enjoyed that. Give it a whirl. It's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of fantastic digital downloads you can get from the Stampin' Up! Site. And some of the digital downloads you can use with the different software program. You can also use any other art that you find online and pull it into my digital studio to manipulate it to the size that you need depending on what project you're working on. And it's a lot of fun. Thanks for watching and happy stamping.
Hi, I'm Tina's husband Russell, and I've been asked to give her a hand today making a video, and I kind of got excited to start with because she said we're making something called a charger, and I thought we were going to be putting this together, which she bought me for Christmas about 3 years ago, and I haven't got to it yet, but apparently that's not the case. This is called a charger plate. I don't see the similarity myself. But anyway, that's what she's making, and I've lost interest in doing the bit in front of the camera, so I'll go back behind the camera. Okay?